There was a point in my career when I really felt like I was the smartest person in the room, but this was also the time when I was most miserable in my life altogether. Today, I want to talk about a concept called the smart women trap. This concept describes the idea of how most women who built a career on their intelligence, competitiveness, and grit one day, seemingly out of nowhere, find themselves stuck in a life that they no longer wish to live. And if you happen to be at a point in your life when you're feeling like this, please don't panic. It's never too late to make small changes and to slowly get out of this zone. And of course, to help you move forward, I will share 4 practical tips with you on how to get out of the trap one step at a time. Hi, and welcome back. My name is Mercedes, and I help women unlock their inner genius, build aligned businesses, and become their own most trusted advisor. If this is something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos as well. From a very young age, smart girls are reinforced to believe that their value lies in their mind. They win arguments with their wit, go to the best schools, build lives that seem like a dream to others, and land the jobs that everyone's dreaming about. They build incredible careers on being reliable, competent, and articulate. And while they can manage stakeholders and analyze markets, they truly and deeply despise the persona they play at work. They feel torn because the person they're being praised for at work is actually not the person that they are truly, authentically feeling like they are. This is the smart woman trap. It is the pattern where women, praised from a young age for their intellect, competence, and ambition, build their whole identity and success around being the capable one. Over time, this over-reliance on intellect becomes a survival strategy, and while they excel at playing the game, often even outperforming others in these male-designed systems, they end up feeling disconnected from their body, their intuition, and their desires. So, the trap is not about being smart, but about believing that their worth only comes from being smart, articulate, and in control. There's a very, very intricate dynamic here at play. You see, every part of our system teaches us that if mentally we can stay 3-4 steps ahead of others, we'll be safe. But the reality is that this is all an artificially created sense of danger with artificially created sense of safety and has nothing to do with our actual survival. For the sake of simplicity, you can easily just consider it like a rigged game that women were not even designed to participate in. By nature, the more we sharpen our intellect, the more we suppress our innate intelligence. The more articulate we become, the more numb we will start feeling. And the more we're celebrated for our intelligence, the more we start to feel like frauds in our own lives. And if you're watching this and thinking, wait, but I am smart, that's what sets me apart, I want you to know that I'm not here to make intelligence a villain. Being smart is beautiful, but being trapped in your mind is a kind of prison that's really hard to break out of. So here are 4 practical, grounded ways to begin escaping the smart women trap and return to a more fulfilled, happier, and authentic version of yourself. So first, let your body speak. For years, I thought that if I could just think harder, I would find the right answer. I would find the next step. I would figure out how to feel better. But what I didn't realize is that my body already had the wisdom within. It already knew what I was trying so hard to mentally articulate. So try this. Next time you're making a decision, don't ask what makes more sense, but try to observe how your body is responding, what's contracting or what's feeling like it's releasing. And you'll be shocked by how much clarity lives below your neck. I know this might really feel weird at first. If you've built your life on being logical, dropping into your body can feel super silly, childish, and unserious. But learning to trust your heart, your gut, is the best decision power you'll ever have access to. And that's where my second tip comes in. Don't over-explain what feels right. One of the subtle traps of being well-spoken is the compulsion to justify every instinct you have with plenty of words. Have you ever tried to explain why a job just didn't feel right? Why you don't want to go to that party or date that specific person? Only to realize that while you're speaking these words, you're trying to convince yourself more than anyone else. That's a symptom of living too much in your head. You don't owe anyone a dissertation on your life choices. You don't owe anyone an explanation on your life choices. Not your boss, not your partner, or your LinkedIn network. Sometimes the only explanation you need is, this doesn't align with me anymore. Full stop. And if that sentence makes you cringe, practice saying it anyway. You'll be surprised to see how rarely someone will actually ask for a reasonable justification. The third tip is to try and let go of the right language. Well-spoken women often feel paralyzed when they can't find the exact right words. And that's double the more frustrating if the language you're communicating is not your mother tongue. Maybe you wanted to speak up in a meeting, but instead of just saying it, you go into internal editing mode. You're telling yourself, not like that, that sounds needy, that's not professional, that won't land well. But what if your voice wasn't meant to land perfectly? Often the energy behind your words matter way more than the cleverness of the script that you're delivering. When you strip away the polish, that's when people feel you. That's when you feel you. And that brings me to the fourth and final tip on how to escape the smart woman trap. Replace clarity with curiosity. This one might be the most important. Smart women are obsessed with clarity, frameworks, and getting things right. And while that makes you a killer at work, it's a terrible strategy for building a life that feels good. So instead of chasing clarity, try asking better questions. Not, what's my next move, or how do I explain this? But what feels really truly aligned for me in this situation? Or what part of my truth am I ready to stop hiding from others? And when you lead with curiosity instead of these conclusions, you'll start to hear a deeper voice that's not really interested in proving itself, but in guiding you somewhere way more meaningful. You are allowed to be smart and soft, articulate and messy, strategic and intuitive. And if you want more support unpacking this, I've got more videos on the way, so stay tuned. Until next time, honor your inner knowing, because that's where your true genius lives.